David here. After 4 decades of watching businesses rise, fall, and occasionally soar into the stratosphere, I've cracked a code that most entrepreneurs never figure out. Most business owners are fighting growth with one hand tied behind their back. They're pushing individual tactics uphill, wondering why their competitors seem to glide past them effortlessly. The winners, they've mastered what I call the 2 forces of growth. Every unstoppable business, from Apple to Amazon, from the corner shop that dominates its market to the startup that becomes an industry standard, harnesses both of these forces. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what these forces are, how they work, and more importantly, how you can build them into your business starting today. Let me paint you a picture. You buy an iPhone and soon you're eyeing an iPad because your photos sync seamlessly. And then comes the MacBook because your workflow is already integrated. And before you know it, you're wearing an Apple Watch and streaming Apple TV. Each purchase doesn't just add value, it multiplies the value of everything else in your digital life. Now that's force 1, the synergy multiplier. And during my years working with companies like Adobe and Disney, I witnessed this repeatedly. Adobe didn't just sell software. They created an ecosystem where Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign, and much more, worked better together than any individual tool worked alone. Disney didn't just make movies. They built a universe where films, theme parks, merchandise, and streaming services amplified each other's impact. Steve Jobs said it perfectly. Innovation is not about saying yes to everything. It's about saying no to all but the most crucial features. But here's the deeper insight. The crucial features are the ones that create synergy. When your business parts work together, 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 2. It equals exponential advantage. While the energy multiplier is about parts working together, force 2 is about systems that get easier over time while delivering exponentially better results. Think Netflix. Every movie you watch makes their systems smarter. Every rating feeds their engine. The more you use it, the better it gets at predicting what you'll love, and the harder it becomes to switch to a competitor who doesn't know your preferences. I learned this lesson the hard way during the telemarketing days in the 90s. Initially, every campaign required massive energy input for modest results. But as we built better training systems, refined our scripts based on real conversations, and developed deeper client relationships, each campaign became easier to execute and more effective. The business started working for us instead of us working for the business. Now, Warren Buffett calls these wonderful businesses because time becomes their friend. Momentum engines get stronger with age, not weaker. Here's where most entrepreneurs go catastrophically wrong. They focus obsessively on one force while completely ignoring the other. I've seen brilliant technologists build products with incredible synergy, every feature perfectly complementing the others, but they fail to create any momentum. They launch beautifully integrated solutions that require the same Herculean effort to sell each month. Conversely, I've watched natural salespeople build tremendous momentum engines, creating systems that generate leads and close deals with increasing efficiency, but their products remain commoditized. Without synergy, they're always vulnerable to the next competitor at a slightly better price. Single force businesses hit a ceiling. They grow to a point and then they plateau. They work harder but don't get proportionally ahead. But when you combine both forces, something magical happens. Exponential growth that appears effortless from the outside. During my stint in the 90s pioneering search engine marketing, I experienced this dual force magic firsthand. The synergy multiplier came from integrating technical optimization, content creation, and strategic positioning, each element making the others more powerful. A great technical foundation made content more effective. Great content made positioning easier. Strong positioning made technical work more valuable. The momentum engine developed as our client results compounded. Success made referrals easier, case studies more compelling, and premium pricing justified. Each win made the next win more likely. By year 3, we weren't chasing clients. They were chasing us. The business had developed what economists call increasing returns to scale. Growth created conditions for more growth. And that's when I realized the best businesses don't just scale, they compound. So how do you build both forces? Here's the framework I use with CEOs I mentor. Phase 1, we map out the multiplier. We audit every touch point in your customer journey. Where could integration create compounding value? What would make your offer harder to unbundle or replace? Phase 2, engineer the engine. Design systems where success feeds success. We build feedback loops that make your business stronger with each transaction, not just bigger. And phase 3, we measure the magic. Track synergy metrics, cross-sell rates, integration usage, switching costs, alongside momentum indicators like customer lifetime value, growth, and referral rates. The key insight about synergy: it's not about adding more products. It's about making existing products work better together. The key insight about momentum: it's not about working harder. It's about building systems that work harder for you over time. Now, before you start sketching grand ecosystem diagrams, let me give you a reality check. Dual force mastery takes time. It requires patience in our instant gratification and business culture. I've seen this pattern across industries. The initial investment feels disproportionate to early returns. Integration is messy. System building is slow. And your competitors will seem to move faster in the short term. But then the compound effects kick in, and suddenly you're not just in business, you're dominating it. Amazon exemplifies this perfectly. Their synergy spans Prime membership to AWS infrastructure to marketplace sellers. Their momentum engine spans logistics, data, and customer behavior prediction. Competing with Amazon doesn't mean building a better website. It means recreating an entire interconnected ecosystem that gets stronger every day. Now that's almost impossible competition. So time for some honest CEO assessment. Ask yourself, can customers get more value by using multiple parts of your offering together? Does your business get easier to run and more effective over time? Would a competitor need to replicate your entire system to truly compete with you? If you're answering no to these questions, you're fighting growth with one hand tied behind your back. The winners understand something fundamental in business. When synergy meets momentum, magic happens. And magic, as it turns out, is the ultimate competitive advantage. Look, I've spent 4 decades helping businesses crack this code. If you want more frameworks for building systematic competitive advantage, I share them every week in my newsletter at theauthorityfigure.substack.com. Or stop fighting with one hand behind your back. Master both forces. Your future self and your bank account will thank you.